For over 5 decades, the iconic Brady Bunch house has captivated the hearts of television fans and preserved the legacy of one of America's most beloved shows. Nestled in the hills of Studio City, this unassuming home transcended its physical structure to become a cultural touchstone. Join us as Facts First presents She Bought the Brady Bunch House. The price will shock you. The house's historical significance. The Brady Bunch house is a living testament to a time when television was rapidly becoming the centerpiece of American family life. Built in 1959, this split-level home became an emblem of suburban America, representing a blend of mid-century modern architecture with the traditional family values that the show itself championed. When the Brady Bunch first aired in 1969, it introduced viewers to a blended family navigating the challenges and joys of life together. The house, with its familiar exterior, became synonymous with the show, serving as the backdrop for the opening credits and many exterior shots. Its facade, with its A-frame design and large open windows, became instantly recognizable to millions of viewers. The lush lawn and the iconic swing set in the backyard further solidified its place in television history. However, there's a fascinating duality to the house's fame. While the exterior became one of the most photographed homes in the U.S., the interior remained a mystery to many. The warm, cozy interiors where Mike and Carol Brady raised their 6 children were, in fact, a product of a Hollywood soundstage. The spacious living room, the orange and green kitchen, the kids' shared bedrooms, and even Alice's room were all sets at Paramount Studios. Fans visiting the actual house were often surprised that the interiors bore no resemblance to the TV show set. This distinction made the house even more of a pilgrimage site for die-hard fans eager to bridge the gap between fiction and reality. Over the years, as the show cemented its place in pop culture, the house also gained historical significance. It wasn't just a piece of real estate, it was a symbol of an era where television was still in its golden age. The house in many ways mirrored the show's ethos, a blend of the traditional with the contemporary. The Sale and Resale. The Brady Bunch house, with its iconic facade and rich history, has always been a coveted piece of real estate. But its journey through the waters of the property market is intriguing. In 2018, the house made headlines when it was listed for sale. The announcement sent ripples through both the entertainment and real estate sectors. Fans, celebrities, and potential buyers all eagerly awaited news of its fate. The house, which had remained largely unchanged since its television debut, was listed for a seemingly modest $1.885 million, which was pretty low considering its cultural significance. However, the bidding war that ensued was anything but ordinary. Among the potential buyers was former NSYNC star Lance Bass, who had a deep-seated admiration for the show and its house. He saw the purchase as an opportunity to own a slice of television history. Bass even went public with his intentions, expressing his excitement on social media and revealing that he had made an offer well above asking price. But in a turn of events, Bass was outbid. The winning bid came from an unexpected quarter, HGTV, the Home and Garden television network. The network, known for its home renovation shows, had grand plans for the property. They secured the house for $3.5 million, almost double the asking price. Their acquisition was not just a business move, it was a vision. They aimed to restore the house to its former glory, recreating the interiors that millions had come to love on the show. Fast forward to 2023, and the house was once again the talk of the town. After HGTV's extensive renovations and the subsequent media attention, its value skyrocketed. The house, now a perfect blend of nostalgia and modern design, was listed for a jaw-dropping $5.5 million. This time, the buyer was Tina Trahan, a superfan with deep pockets and a passion for the show. Tina's purchase wasn't without controversy. The price tag, which many considered exorbitant, raised eyebrows. Questions were raised about the house's actual worth and whether the emotional and cultural value had inflated its market price. Tina, however, saw beyond the bricks and mortar. The Renovation, a trip down memory lane. The Brady Bunch house, with its iconic exterior, has always been a beacon of nostalgia for fans of the show. But the interiors, which were vastly different from the familiar settings of the TV series, left many yearning for a more authentic experience. This gap between reality and fiction presented a unique challenge and an opportunity. When HGTV acquired the property, they embarked on a mission not just to renovate but recreate. They wanted to transform the interiors of the house to mirror the sets of the Brady Bunch with meticulous precision. HGTV's project, aptly titled A Very Brady Renovation, was a massive undertaking. The network assembled a dream team for the task, comprising their top renovation experts and designers. But what set this project apart was the involvement of the original Brady Bunch cast. The actors, who had spent 5 formative years of their lives on the show's set, brought invaluable insights, memories, and a deep emotional connection to the project. The first challenge was the blueprint. The actual house was a single-story structure, while the show's set depicted a 2-story home. This discrepancy meant that significant structural changes were needed. Walls were moved, rooms were expanded, and spaces were reimagined to align with the show's layout. The iconic floating staircase, a central feature in the show's living room, was recreated with painstaking detail. The horse statue, a quirky yet memorable piece from the show, was sourced and placed in its rightful spot. The kitchen, with its unmistakable orange countertops and green appliances, was another focal point of the renovation. Every appliance, every piece of furniture, and even the smallest knickknacks were sourced or custom-made to match the original set. The avocado green refrigerator, the period-specific oven, and the unique dining set were all brought in to recreate the space where the Brady family shared countless meals and moments. The children's rooms, Mike and Carol's bedroom, Alice's room, and even the Jack and Jill bathroom were all given the same meticulous treatment. Wallpaper patterns were replicated, bedspreads were custom sewn, and toys from the 70s were sourced to adorn the rooms. The attention to detail was so precise that even the actors, when they first walked into the renovated spaces, were overwhelmed with emotion, feeling as though they had stepped back in time. The culmination of months of hard work was a house that was a spitting image of the Brady Bunch set. Tina's perspective. Tina Trahan's acquisition of the Brady Bunch house was not just a real estate transaction, it was a deeply personal endeavor. As a superfan, she had grown up watching the Brady family, and the house, with its iconic facade and the memories it held, was a symbol of her childhood. When the house was listed for sale, she saw it as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It wasn't just about owning property, it was about preserving a piece of television history. She envisioned the house as a sanctuary, a place where fans like her could relive their cherished memories of the show. In subsequent interviews, Tina opened up about her perspective on the purchase. She candidly labeled it as the worst investment ever, a statement that took many by surprise. But beneath this seemingly regretful admission lay a deeper sentiment. She elaborated, the house might not have been a sound financial investment in traditional terms, but its emotional value was immeasurable. Now it's time to hear from you. If you could live in the exact Brady Bunch home, would you? Let us know in the comment section below.